Hello and welcome to an episode of The Hinge. Joe's about to start it there and I cut him off.
You were so close.
You were so close.
I don't know what I was going to say.
It's mine now. Loki, straight into Loki. First episode was on last Wednesday. Next episode is in 2 days. I really enjoyed Loki.
I'm sort of middle.
You're middle.
Annoyingly, I watched it the first sort of half of it like the other night. But I was really tired and I fell asleep, and I sort of rewatched the rest of it last night. It's okay. I quite like the kind of the aesthetic of obviously the place, and I really like Tom Hiddleston. I'm just not. I don't know. It's not quite grabbed me yet.
No, I understand why it's not quite grabbed yet, but it feels like I quite like the way that they're setting it up. I mean, I just like you say, I very much like the aesthetic, and obviously this episode was very much like let's set it all up and let's sort of like introduce this. I like the Owen Wilson character a lot. I think he's really cool, and sort of straight away I was with him, if you know what I mean. Like,
I couldn't quite work out what his full role was in that place.
Yeah, I mean,
he seemed like he's doing it on his own little thing compared to everyone else.
I think he's just like the main detective, or like one of the main detectives of that particular time stream, because I think there's probably about a million different movies.
He's Time Columbo or something, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I can imagine like maybe every single one of those little branches or branches of reality has one of these different Owen Wilsons. Maybe. Anyway, no, I thought it was really good. I really like the aesthetic of it, and I also really like the way that we're sort of like, because obviously now they've gone into the whole time thing, and they created this various time dimensions, and they had all that stuff in Endgame. We kind of need to see a little bit of like how it works out, and how it works, and how these multitudes of madness and all these multiverses work out. Because I was never really bothered about that in the comic, but in this, I'm sort of like, if it's done well and done very sparingly, then I'm going to be kind of up for it.
Yeah. I'm not, obviously, spoilers.
Obviously
he's the killer guy, because there's groups of the time cops obviously being killed. The thing I sort of liked and disliked was when it was just kind of him showing him like, this is your life essentially, this is your future life.
Yes.
There was like loads of emotional beats, like obviously he got his mum killed.
Yeah.
Without realising it, and his dad died, obviously in the future. None of this he knows, and he died. Yeah. But because of how it was set up, it was a bit like, they were all kind of big emotional moments, but because it was kind of set up almost like a highlight reel, I don't think I kind of wanted him to find out some of that stuff maybe later down the line.
Yeah, okay.
I
get that. Yeah, so he's sort of uncovering it.
Yeah, because to any other, not to come back massively to like Civil War, but obviously General when Tony Stark, spoilers, finds out how his parents got killed.
Yeah,
and it's that big thing where it's like here's a video essentially going, here's what's happened, a bit of your life that you just found it now, and it was such a punch. Right at the end, where this was like three things if in some ways were just as big, but they were just like pow pow pow,
if not the same,
if not big, especially you killed your Tony, you actually killed your own parents, you didn't know all this time,
especially I think the biggest punch or the biggest big hit that they needed to show though was Loki sort of being better and being like not the kind of person that he was at that particular point just after Avengers. You know, you sort of see, like, part of me feels like this is going to be Loki being good, and then he's going to come back and it's going to be like Loki right at the start of Ragnarok, and that's how he got to the fucking that's how he jumped out of time and space, because obviously they keep talking about that Sakaar, I think the planet was, in Ragnarok. Yeah,
so what do you think more did that?
So I feel like that could be in the future,
I didn't think that,
because I think that would be quite smart. You know, just sort of like, you know, because that was a big jump in Loki, and obviously there was a big jump in all the characters because Taika Waititi took it over. Yeah, but that felt like a very big jump.
He'd been there for months or whatever.
Exactly. I feel like they're going to fit it into one of his like, oh, I've come back, and he's like, oh, how'd you get back? And it's going to be, oh, I came back after the time thing, because he does change quite a bit. But no, I think that they need to show Loki sort of progression throughout the story to sort of make him jumpstart his progression, because I didn't really want to see bad Loki throughout the entire thing. I mean, it's going to be fun seeing like slightly like, you know, it's not great Loki, but you know, I don't want to see like, oh, I'm going to constantly be fucking people over and stuff like that.
I kind of just wanted Quantum Leap, just him appearing in random times. You got Owen Wilson going, right, you sort this out. He's sort of atoning for his bad ill deeds. That's what I thought. Yeah, and he progresses to a slightly nicer person by the end. I'm just not, as I've probably said 1,000 times in every other show we've done, I'm not the biggest fan of people fighting either themselves or very similar enemies that are just their mirror image or a heightened version of themselves. But we'll see. But no, it's okay. I'm just middle of the road.
Yeah, no. Well, I think it was higher for me. I think the first episode of it was definitely better than the one-to-one.
I like the one-to-one more because it was more
mysterious.
Weird. Where this is kind of like, I feel like it
was a lot of information to cram down your throats, but I suppose wanting to know what that information and how I've always wanted to see that and know how that all worked, but it being fed to me so quickly was quite rewarding, as opposed to WandaVision and Falcon sort of dripping stuff out really slowly.
Obviously, I know it's not as cool as it was at some point, but obviously Rick and Morty, I got a lot of Rick and Morty vibes of just being Morty just being thrown into a thing like, where am I? Oh, you're in the time thingy, and this is what happens. We're going to take you around. You have to follow these rules. It felt a lot like a Rick and Morty episode in a way. A bit like what's the one where they like the mind bloopers where they go around bits of their past that they've liked.
Well, that
but I like Rick and Morty. I know obviously it's not cool.
I think it's cool now. I think it's gone back around. Maybe.
But it had a lot of shades of Rick and Morty, like just an episode, a little feature. But no, it's good. I'll definitely watch it.
I'm definitely going to be keeping up with that. Just speaking of this quickly, I don't know if you dipped into this. I think it's about 5 episodes out. MODOK. It's on Disney Plus as well.
I saw the trailer. Well, we spoke about it.
Yes, we did speak about it.
It does look interesting. I've not watched any of it.
Okay. It's it takes about 3 or 4 episodes to really get into.
Patton
Oswalt, Ben Schwartz. Loads and loads of other people. But it's quite good. They didn't really use that many Marvel characters or anything like that, but I'm only 5 episodes in. But the whole thing's out on Hulu in America, but it's coming out weekly for us, which is kind of annoying.
Wait, who's Ben Schwartz?
Ben Schwartz is the milkman.
You got that August 13th open wide? Here we go, open wide. Good, man. We're good to go.
Yes. And he's BB-8.
Yeah, and Sonic the Hedgehog and a bunch of other people. So show us the Knuckles footage before you even render anything. Just show us a picture of Knuckles before you do any of it, just so we can go, yes, no, and the internet can freak out for a bit before you do the whole thing. Just do it.
They'll probably just send out really fake shit ones on purpose.
Maybe. I mean, that would be funny.
And then they'll go, oh god, guess we'll change it.
My mate said, have you seen what they did to Tails? And you saw that. Do you know that weird fox that's been like
just like
taxidermy?
And
he's leaning over and it looks like that. And he was like, have you seen what they've done to Tails? And he showed me it and I was like, that's not real. I fully thought it was. So yeah, that MODOK, it's quite good.
Have you watched any of Fargo season 4 yet?
No, I've not even watched Fargo season 3.
I'm about 4 episodes in. It's very good.
I didn't realise it started.
Yeah, it's all on Channel 4 in England. Obviously, I think it must be on. It will be on Netflix, but Channel 4 I think has exclusive rights for a certain amount of time. But the whole season's on there. I say I'm about 4 episodes in. It's really good. It's set in 1950, and it's basically just the setup in the first 5 minutes of the episode is you've got sort of African American sort of gangsters, I guess, and Italian gangsters, like these groups, these crime families, sort of trying to make their way in America. Obviously, it's 1950s, and they're both sort of minority groups that are sort of not having a great time. But because they're warring over places all the time, what they do is the youngest son from each gang gets swapped over. So then you won't kill each other because you're like, well, if you kill one of my men,
because they do that in.
I feel like it must be.
It's a Japanese thing, I think. Like I think they swap. Like sons, so like you'll take your son as a squire and they'll take his son as a squire. So basically, it's kind of like you don't kill each other because
it's mutual.
If you do fight, you can just be like, right, I'm murder your son.
Yeah. So that's basically the setup, and then stuff starts happening, and it's sort of classic sort of Fargo sort of dark humour. It's funny. Timothy Oliphant's just turned up. He's in like episode 3.
The rat.
Cobb Vanth from Mandalorian season 2 first episode, the sheriff. He was like Boba Fett armor. Timothy Oliphant is in the office.
Very, 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 very attractive man.
He's in that office episode.
Yes.
But he's just very good. But don't look at the reviews because literally I was watching it and I watch anything on TV. I'll go on IMDb straight after I watch the episode and go, I want trivia, I want this. And it's like episode 1 out of 10.
Really?
Episode 2, 1 out of salty people. I'm really confused why people are all over it.
That one. Yeah, that is
but the whole season is much lower than the rest, and to me it's on par. Maybe it's dependent on seasons, but it feels like a bit of a tactical.
Maybe if you finish it, maybe it ends really awful.
No, because per episode they're doing it.
But you know what I mean. But maybe at the end they sort of tank the whole thing because people can do that.
It seems like I don't know because it's suddenly gone to 1950. I don't know if it's the subject matter. I don't know what. It just seems very
that does seem weird.
Twatty. Yeah. But so. I said I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. It's very good. Just funny.
Is it still set in Minnesota?
I don't know. I think it's something out. I don't know.
Because that was part of the best thing about.
So far,
the best thing about Fargo was the accent.
Yeah, there's no the accents.
There's none of the accents.
So far, and the head of the Italian crime family is Jason Schwartzman. So do you know the guy? He's in like Darjeeling Unlimited. He's just a funny little guy. He seems to be smaller and whenever they filmed him. It seems like he's like always with these big, huge people. But it's just if you like the other Fargo, basically, you'll really like. If you don't, you won't. It's just
fair enough.
It's just like a nice little jump somewhere else. Video games for a minute. Death Stranding director's cut. here's a bit of it. It's just a little trailer they've obviously put together that makes it look a bit Metal Gear Solid.
But what does it mean, Jack?
I think it means he's done with Metal Gear because basically Sam Bridges, the character, picks up a box. He's in like this place that's nowhere in Death Stranding looks like that, basically, in that scene. Yeah. And it's very much like the opening of Metal Gear Solid 1, where he's just in a kind of warehousey thing, and there's people patrolling. This guy looks like the Predator, and he's like sneaking around. And then he basically picks up a box, puts it down, gets inside it, gets out, lifts it up, and then just puts it on the shelf and leaves it. And I think it's him going like, "Well, look, I'm done with Metal Gear." But it's very odd. I don't know. It's an odd thing. But if you basically chucked out some Death Stranding like little levels,
stealthy games,
because you can stealth in it as well. That's the thing. But it just made me really happy. Like it's first trailer in a while. I've gone, oh, maybe obviously just going to my nostalgia of Metal Gear.
That's
going, maybe just please play Death Stranding.
I know. Well, I want to play Ground Zeroes first.
Or no, Phantom Pain. You can kind of skip Ground Zeroes.
I've done Ground Zeroes. I've played that.
But Phantom Pain's much better.
Phantom Pain's on
spoilers.
Yeah.
And Elden Ring is the other game.
Yes, Elden Ring.
Basically, suddenly games, even though I know Death Stranding's already come out, is that basically now I want a PS5. That's the boiler. I can't get to it. Where is it?
Tomorrow. We'll discuss it.
Can you get one from somewhere?
No, I can't get one. But there's big drops coming this week.
Yeah, because I want one now. Now that Elden Ring. And...
I feel like I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean Becky. My birthday's coming up, so I'm hoping Becky can get me one. But if it doesn't happen, I'm not desperate yet. When's Elden Ring coming out?
Oh, it's not till January. But I want Demon's Souls, which is already out anyway.
So you can play that and then complete that.
And Ghost of Tsushima I want to play because loads of games now, Last of Us 2 have all upgraded. And I'm still waiting for that bloody Cyberpunk update for the PS5.
Yes, George R.R. Martin doing Elden Ring. So I've never played. I mean, I have played.
I've seen you play
Dark Souls.
Yeah, I've also played it for you through the TV.
At Dark Souls in any way, shape, or form. As Joe is definitely pointed out there. So I'm not really crazy into this, but I'm also not crazy into this because is George R.R. Martin really enough of a selling point? Like he's done one series that he didn't even complete, and is it really something that you can be like, oh, it's him?
I think technically more George R.R. Martin books are probably sold than Dark Souls games. I'd probably put
you are definitely
that.
No, mate.
And
yeah,
DVDs
right
of
there.
Game of Thrones. I think the franchise has probably made more money.
But I just don't.
I might be wrong.
It's not the sort of thing that like I'd be like really pushed. I don't know. I've never seen like them go, oh, Neil Gaiman's this game or anything like that. Like I don't know. I feel like George R.R. Martin's not the right person to get involved with that. Only because Game of Thrones has done so well. But I don't know. It's not like the world of Game of Thrones that I love, really. I think it's more like the style of Game of Thrones. Because I mean, the world's like it's a medieval world, isn't it?
A lot of Dark Souls and Demon Souls. That's what it is. It's medieval.
Yeah, but like
it's the time frame is like.
But it's not even. It doesn't even push that whole like magic world. You know, I don't. There's a bit of magic in it, but it's the minimalist magic. Yeah. You know, like I feel like if they said, "Oh yeah, it's creepy," and by Guillermo del Toro, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that does sound a bit more spooky, and a bit creepy, and a bit more fantasy." Whereas George R. R. Martin's one, it's like there's 3 dragons and there's a big wolf, a couple of big wolves.
Oh, I was going to say because there isn't that much magic in it.
No, there's not.
Sorry,
really
I thought you were saying
anything.
there was too much magic.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So it's not. I don't look at Game of Thrones and think, "Wow, what a fantastic magical world." It's like. I don't know, like Avatar's a really, really cool world, and I can understand why they'd want to make an Avatar game, which has just been announced.
I've not watched that trailer.
I've got zero interest in it, but I can understand that a little bit more. You know, if they go, right, there's a property we want to attach ourselves.
I think it's because
George R. R. Martin,
it's sort of the biggest medieval fantasy game is really, or medieval game at the moment is Dark Souls or Demon Souls, that franchise. And George R. R. Martin, it doesn't make me want to buy it more. It's just like, oh, that's a nice little bit. I'm not really that fussed, but it's just they're just pushing that because a lot more people know who George R. R. Martin. Bear in mind, I played apart from Demon Souls, I played all the games, and I don't actually know the creator's name. It's called Miyazaki, and that's his surname. I don't actually know his first name, but I know George R. R. Martin's name. Yeah. So, and I bought all the games, so it's probably a lot of it's that.
No, I just don't really get why George R. R. Martin has that big selling point.
I think he was a fan of the game.
Fair enough, if he's a fan of the game and he wants to get involved in it, and that's great. But I just don't see it as a.
Do you know the Darth Maul guy? Darth Maul voice.
Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, something like that. Not really.
Because he was just like a fan of Dark Souls 1, and he just like rang them up, and then he's in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah,
he's a character.
Well, no, I completely get.
So if I was George R. R. Martin, I'd be like. Do some shit.
I want to do stuff. But it feels like it's not just that. It feels like there's loads of things that are like, oh, yeah, we're also working with George R. R. Martin because he seems to be just like, I don't know.
The game doesn't massively need it because they sell so much.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like a bit of a win-win. No one's going to go, I'm not buying that game because of that shit. I don't think anyone blames him for the end of that series. Going on to Drag Race, guys.
Yeah, I know, it's happening.
Have you watched Australian
Drag Race? Yeah.
It's weird. I just saw my sister, and she was watching because I was telling her, "Oh, watch it because you like the UK one."
Yeah.
And she had sort of the same opinion as me, where it's like, there's no one I really hate.
Yeah.
There's no one I really like.
Yeah, I'm similar.
It's like
the only people that I actually kind of like is like Ketamine, and maybe I kind of like. I think Art Simone's interesting to watch because Art Simone's quite funny and she's quite bitchy and she's got quite a funny humour.
I didn't like her at the start.
No, I didn't like her
when she came back. I warmed to her quite a lot.
I warmed to her as well, but I didn't really like. I really agree with her being there in any way, shape, or
makes
form
sense.
Because it's like, what about the other two people?
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Did you watch the most recent episode though?
Yes. What was the most recent episode
With
again?
that pole dance.
Oh yeah, that was strange.
That was like the most unsexy thing I've ever seen.
But the thing is though, they were all so shit. Every single other thing
but
was
that
shit.
I was like, that's first time in a while when I was like,
yeah,
because it's the kind of show where anything can happen, and it's a bit like you never really get. And beyond like, I don't know. Actually, no, because there was that, and there was the interpretive dance by.
That was really
Electra.
by Electra.
And I quite like her.
I like Electra a lot.
She's just not doing the right decision. Yeah. But I think Scarlett looks the most
fishy. Were you about to say?
No. I think Out of Drag looks more
scary.
Trying to word this now more. What's the word? I think she looks more feminine out of drag than in drag. I think when she's in drag, she looks far more masculine. I don't think her makeup.
Yeah, I think that's similar with Electra to me because I'm like because I think that Becky and her sister have got a bit of a thing for Electra. I don't see it.
There's something about her.
Yeah, but I can see that she's got a very, very beautiful, very handsome face structure, but I don't see it because obviously I'm into girls' faces, so I'm more drawn towards the girl-looking ones. But he looked nasty in drag, but he looks really nice in thingy. He's like, but he looks dead nice.
Well,
and
to be fair,
friendly
last episode,
in the other one.
She pulled the face.
Yeah,
she was also getting like when everyone was like, "Yeah, you should go." Like, so she had a bit of a shit sandwich to eat, pretty much. Like, it wasn't. You wouldn't have a nice face. But
I think Scarlett Thingy's going to win it, though.
There's something unlikable, and I say the makeup drag. I actually really like Karen from Finance, even though
I like her, but she's not doing enough. It's like tea and coffee, and it was like, but like Karen from Finance is seriously not doing enough. She's a comedy queen. She's not doing anything really that funny. Like other people are doing more funny things. I actually liked Maxie Shields.
Yes, wait.
The one that went home, the very short one. Yeah. But like, I didn't like her drag or anything really. I just thought you're nice. That's it.
Who's the Wiggle one or something?
Anita Wiggler.
Yeah, I was at the start. I was like, I hope she was last, and then now I'm like, I kind of wish she was still going.
No, Anita Wiggler's face though was terrifing. It used to make me feel so awkward. Make me like.
Did she look like Mark McFly's dad?
Yeah, she did.
What the hell's the guy's name? I cannot remember the original
Herman sort of guy. Yeah.
Not Pee Wee Herman.
No, but he looks a bit like Pee Wee Herman. Do you not think like the greased over hair sort of thing? Yes, he does like Mark McFly's dad actually a lot more.
But no, I still really enjoy drags and the Australian one. I like it. It's just annoyingly I like to either really like dislike someone or really like someone, and there's no one. And I think to the American one,
I really
the
hate
English
one.
There was, but. It's nice to have someone tape. It's nice to also root at the same time. And it's like, oh yeah, I hope she loses, and I hope any of those guys.
Yeah, but no, there is nothing. There is really nothing like that. I'm really not. I'm not connecting with it as much. And I think also because it's out on Sunday, so I don't know. It's weird to me.
Yeah, but no, it's enjoyable. But it's probably going to be Scarlett, and I still think
that's the weirdest thing. That's the weirdest person to win it.
Yeah, it'll be a bit.
It is odd. It's odd as fuck. I've seen Bad Batch. He-Man.
Oh, I've not watched Bad Batch. I've not watched He-Man.
Okay, well, we won't talk about Bad Batch until it's done then because it's a bit slow. It's not slow. It's
Mark Hamill's in He-Man, isn't he? Oh, last
one.
Be controversial.
Well, let's just okay. What's
controversial? And I'm going to do the thing that I hate people doing.
Like and subscribe.
Have you watched any Invincible?
No, don't talk to me about Invincible. I really want to watch it.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I'm going to spoil.
No.
But I've watched half the first episode, which is the worst thing because I hate when people go, "Oh, I saw a bit of this and it's shit," and they have to watch the whole thing. So. From watching like 25 minutes of it, I'm just not feeling it at all.
Okay,
I kind of get the vibes they're going for, but I was just like,
I don't know what the vibes you're going for are. I can imagine. Is it like The Boys?
I haven't watched Boys, but from what I look at, yes, I kind of realistic sort of proof.
Yeah, no, like kind of what they felt like they were going for with Kick-Ass 2, when it was like it's just too much. Like you're trying to make
from
it. From
what I've seen, there was nothing. There was not like any other vibes. It was just it was like the tone and just nothing landed. Not so much.
Okay, well,
I'll watch
it. I'll watch it. Yeah, do watch
I'll watch the whole episode. I might not watch the whole season.
Because it is going to be very, very, very good.
And the cast is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
Loads of people are in it.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Guys, don't listen to anything I say. Watch it.
Right, okay,
you'll
just
watch it.
Okay,
I've seen
watch
clips.
it.
I've seen like clips and.
We've all seen that final episode meme, which is really, really annoying.
Yeah,
sorry to tell you it's the final episode, but it's
spoilers for things we're not even going to explain or
show. I don't fucking know. It's been spoiled for me.
I've not said a character's name in the
for
show.
me, but anyone on the internet has seen that fucking thing.
I'll watch the episode. You watch the episode. What do you think? But the whole time I was like, "Ooh, this is not quite landing."
Quickly, can I just mention the He-Man? The He-Man.
What's on?
It's on Netflix. Netflix original thing. It's been done by Kevin Smith, and I really liked Netflix's interpretation of Castlevania. I never really played Castlevania, and I never really played with He-Man. But I like the Transformers thing as well. The Transformers War for Cybertron. I thought that was really good. So I'm quite. I don't know if you watched the trailer for the He-Man thing.
I did have quite a lot of He-Man toys when I was little.
You did?
Like the Sucker Man. I had a few.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a lot of like. I feel like if you were into He-Man, I'm sure this is going to be exactly the same because it's basically they've used exactly the same like character molds and everyone looks like the old action figures. But it's been made with a lot of love, and I feel like we need to put more money into projects.
Hi guys, the battery actually.
Don't sound so sad about it. Hi guys, actually the battery just ran out.
Sorry guys, the battery just ran out, and somehow it ran out at almost the exact perfect time, except we got cut out. We cut because I've got a microphone.
Hi guys,
we've got a microphone. So yeah, thanks for watching, and
this is what sent you into the full.
That's because it's just thrown.
You just have no idea what
I'm so excited that the 32 minutes.
Yeah, I know that.
I've completely thrown off.
Yeah, we did go into a really good analysis on Invincible and Dracula.
And I played Eruption by Van Halen for the first time in my life, and probably the only time, sadly.
Yeah,
I haven't got the
we missed it all.
anymore. It was fantastic. Anyway, watch Invincible. See you later.
Oh, you advertising a show that you hated?
No, the film.
Wait, Invincible, the film you're talking about?
There is a film called
Invincible. Wait, the whole time we've been talking about the Bruce Willis film.
Yeah. That's Unbreakable.
Mark Wahlberg, Greg Kinnear.
Let's go to work.
Invincible.